Hey, how you doing? It's Michael. Welcome back to the studio. It's time for a little watercolors with Michael. Well, wait a minute. We're not going to do watercolors just yet. I've had a lot of comments on my videos. People saying they like my paintings. They wish they could paint like that. They just feel held back because they can't draw. And that kind of pains me because I feel like I'm not very good at drawing either. I feel like I'm getting better, but I'm not that good. And so I want to share with you a tip on how to get better at drawing, or how to draw for your paintings anyways. Maybe not necessarily how to get better at it, but how to get away with it. And that may be more important than being a great drawer. So here I have a picture. This came from a PMP Art, a photographer named Pete Penang took this. This is a picture entitled Old Hand-Pulled Cart, for obvious reasons. And you can see I just printed it out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. As it turns out, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper fits perfectly on a 9 by 12 sheet of watercolor paper. I'm using this is the Strathmore 400 series watercolor paper. Here it is. I like it quite a bit, and it's in a nice spiral bound block, which is very nice. But the question is, how do we get this onto our paper? Well, there are a couple ways we can do this. We could draw lines on our watercolor paper, many lines, this way, that way. Draw them on here in the same spacing, and then draw individually in the blocks and erase everything, and that is a lot of work. You'll probably come up with something that looks fairly good, but that's a lot of work. We don't want to take that much time to do it. So there are a couple of other options. You could buy a large roll of transfer paper or carbon paper. This is for extremely long things, and you see there's lots of lines on it, or maybe you can't see there's lots of lines on it. I've used it a couple of times. It works okay. The biggest problem with this is it leaves blue lines on everything, and you often don't want blue lines in your painting. So you've got another option. You can get a piece of this, which is a carbon paper also, but it's black or dark gray when you draw on it, and you can unfold it and hope that this is the exact size of the painting you want to do and your sheet fits over it. I can't even get this undone. There we go. You see this one is quite large, so you may not want to use this. So you could cut it to fit and use it, and maybe you could use it a couple of times to get onto it, the things you need. But there is a simpler way to do that still, and all you need is your picture, a dark pencil, and some tape. Here's what you do. Now, I have done this off screen, and I've done it on a whole separate thing. All you do is you take your picture, print to the size you want. And I'll tell you, when I was starting watercolors, I did this quite a lot, and you get pretty good at figuring out how you need to print this out to fit the paper the way you want it to. Take your pencil, turn it over, and just scribble, scribble, scribble. Just all lines in there. Then you turn your page over, tape it down. Just pull off some tape. You only need it in a couple of spots. You don't even need a piece that big. There you go, there you go. A couple of spots, and that'll hold it from shifting, right? The page will shift underneath you a little bit, but that's fine. You're not worried about it. Then I would take a really sharp pencil, a mechanical pencil if you've got one, or get a pencil that you have to keep sharpening it so you get a nice point. You can also do it in pen, and just trace the picture. Trace everything you want to draw on that picture. And If you do it and you pick up your paper and you look on the sides like this, you can actually get a pretty good view of what you've done and what you haven't done. Sometimes the lines get dark back in the shadows and you can't see which ones you've drawn over, which ones you haven't drawn over. And it's a little frustrating from time to time. But when you're done, you're going to end up with something that looks like this, which should be a pretty close, exact copy of your picture. Just right on there. The last thing you'll need to do is get your pencil out and maybe finish up a couple of lines that didn't come through here and there. A line goes there, a line goes there. Finish a couple of the lines, and possibly, if you've got a heavy hand, you might need to very lightly, very lightly, just take a couple of marks off your page and you're ready to paint. And you've got a copy, because of the pencil marks, you've got a copy exactly of whatever it is you want to paint. Now I know that may not be the most artistic way to get this picture onto that paper, but if you're struggling with drawing, you think that's what's holding you back, listen, there is nothing wrong with getting a little help. Take this advice here, do the pencil rubbing on the back, do the drawing on the front, just get the image on the page. That's the most important thing. It gets on there. Then go ahead and paint, make it beautiful. I know you can do it. And then, you know what? If you want to afterwards, set this aside, do a hand drawing of it. If you're looking to get better, just do a hand drawing on the side. Don't feel the pressure to try and draw it on here. Do the rubbing and tracing, and you'll be a lot better off. So I hope that tip helps. I've done it a lot in the past. I try not to do it now because I think I've gotten a little bit better, but like on this one, there's lots of detailed things. All right, I still gave it a shot here. Anyways, that's a little tip. I hope it helps. Hope you try it. Let me know how it goes for you. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.